Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of Algebra Notes. We are going to switch gears right now with statistics. What we have been doing with statistics is they call it like single variable data. Now we're doing bivariate data. I think I said that right. Anywho, basically what we're doing is we are now comparing two different categories and we want to see how they relate to one another. So I have that right here, two categories, how they relate to one another. And there's lots of different ways to do it. Today, and we're going to do this for a few days, we're going to work with a two-way table. So, for instance, what we mean about how they relate to one another is maybe how a person's hair color has a relationship to their eye color, okay? And so one way to show it is in something called a two-way table. So I found this two-way table that we'll use for today's notes, and it's talking to 100 students whether they prefer cats or dogs or no preference at all. So just how you read a two-way table is the columns of the table tell us the student is a male or a female, and then the rows tell us what they prefer. Okay, so again, notice how there's two variables, gender and preference, and that's how we have the two categories for the two-way table. So the cells, the number inside is like the specific value. So the 36 comes from the male column and they prefer dogs, so the row. So that's how you read it, is just you find where it is in the male and where it is with the dogs, okay? And so again, that's how we get the 36 male students who prefer dogs. My first question for you is, how many female students prefer cats? So we're going to go to the female column and we are going to find where it prefers cats, and we see that it is 26. So we could write that down right there. How many students prefer cats? So to do this, we're going to get the number of students who prefer cats and add them up from the prefers cat row. So prefers cat, that is going to be 8 plus 26, and the total is 34. I will tell you, you do not need to be showing work. I'm just doing this for the sake of notes. How many students are male? So we're going to go to the column where we have male students. Same thing, we'll just add up to find that value. So 36 plus 8 plus 2, and when we add that together, we get 46. Now the next thing that we are going to do is take this a little bit further with our interpretation. So what we can do is we can now start categorizing it as a frequency table, because we're going to apply fractions and percentages to this. So two-way frequency tables show what percent of data values fit into each category. So to make one, this one's made for you, but to make one, you would find the total for each column and the total for each row, okay? And then what we're going to do to find the percentage is we divide each cell by the overall total. So my overall total is 100 right up here, and we take the top, we divide by the bottom, multiply by 100 to get our percent. When you're working this, sometimes the percentages won't always add up to 100% if I would take this and add it all up, even though we rounded properly. This is called round off error, and we don't worry about it much, okay? I have an example down here for us to work with. We have a class of 24 students recorded their hair and eye color. So what I'm going to ask you first is, of the students in the sample, what fraction has red hair? So I'm going to find my red hair column. I see that it is 5, and my total is 24. So here's my answer. My answer is 5 over 24. Of the students in the sample, what fraction has blonde hair and blue eyes? So I'm going to go to my column where I have blonde, my row that has blue eyes, and it looks like it's 4. Same total. out of 24. Okay, now for part C, the question is, what percent of students have brown eyes? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find where my row of brown is, go all the way across to find the total. The total is 9, and the overall total is 24. To find percent, let me grab my calculator here real quick. What we're going to do is 9 divided by 24. We get a value, and we can either move the decimal point 2 places to the right and round, or we can take this and multiply by 100. And so we'll always round here. So we'll round to 38%. Okay? And then part D, what is the percent of having green eyes and black hair? So green eyes, black hair, so in the correct row and column, we see that it is 1 out of 24, but we need the percent. So same as before, move my calculator over here. I'm going to take 1 divided by my total, and then I can move that decimal point 2 places to the right or multiply by 100, okay, and I get about 4%, and we'll always round to the nearest percent. Okay, that is it for today's notes with a two-way table. So hopefully you have a good understanding with reading a two-way table. I will say again, it was a challenge to teach this without being able to answer any questions. So if you do have questions, please feel free to email or post them on Google Classroom. Alrighty, thanks guys, take care, stay healthy, and next time I'll see you.